Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Le cabra bayo la moi sera du lot. Les Américains pas l'eau. C'est au Tizouema, encore une autre fidèle qui. Les Américains pas l'eau que nous. Quand il reste Lili, il a quoi qui. Il a loupé presse. Les Américains pas l'eau que t'as bien de moi avec nous. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon ça va bien faire moins vite. abẹ́lá ló kẹ́yìn o. kágun sọ dúró ayé àwọn ayé láti ó lọ àwọn ọgbẹ́ wọn o. ìyàwó abẹ́lá ló kẹ́yìn o níbi tó jọba yìí níbi tó yànba máa ti sì mọ̀ kẹ́yìn o. mọ́lájà jíjí wọ́n pe ìṣàmẹ́ fọ́ sí o títí kọ́lẹ́ ti kọ́lẹ́. L'animateur Choco Noska Yasin de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
No sound. I'm speaking no sound, but that's okay. I got that under control. Good evening, folks. Again, Samson to Liberal Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning into Liberal Public Radio tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we're trying to do multitasking. That's what we do. Thank you very much for sharing this video. Please share this video to as many people as possible. It is very important that you share this video to as many people as possible tonight. We want to thank all of you again. Samson to Liberal Public Radio. Welcome on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. We want to thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Please share this video. Share it to as many people as you can. We want as many Liberians watching us as much as possible. Share this video. It's very important that we have this conversation happening. A lot is happening. A lot is unfolding in Liberia. And I want you to be part of the conversation tonight. It's going to be wonderful. And we're going to make sure the moderation part of it is taken care of tonight. We're not going to have any kinds of mishap here tonight. We will speak our mind, but we will be very stern on how this thing is moderated. No interrupting. When we speak with each other, we will listen. When it's time for me to speak, I speak. When it's time, and when I say moderator, say I'm talking, and that's it. We got to give that opportunity to each other. So I'm saying it out front very well, very quickly here. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. Share this video to as many people as possible. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for the wonderful day. We want to thank you for this wonderful day that is happening, that you have given us. You give us the blessing. The blessing is pouring all over. We want to thank you, my Lord. We want to thank you. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. My Lord, without you, we can't move. We are unable to move. Those of us believe in you and know you, we say with your power, we want to thank you. Because of your power, we are here. Thank you. My Lord, we, with all our hearts and all our might, we continue to pray to you. We continue to ask you for long life. We continue to ask you for blessing. My Lord, without your blessing, we're going nowhere. There's no such thing as luck. It's the blessing that you give us. Some of us mistake the blessing as luck, but we don't believe that. It is the blessing. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for us. My Lord, we're here again tonight to pray that the Republic of Liberia and the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. We ask that the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Barker, be blessed. My Lord, we ask that you extend his life, give him long life. My Lord, we ask that whatever door he touches in the interest of the Liberian people, that the door is open. My Lord, we ask, whatever it is, confusion, whatever that is happening in Liberia, please take complete control. Without you, nothing is possible. We know where you took us from. We were dying, killing each other. You step in and that ceased immediately. Your power is unmatched. Your power, nobody can dispute your power. Because of your power, we are here. We want you to continue to exhibit that power on us. Give us more blessing. Give us the opportunity. Give us long life. Thank you. Thank you. Every day we step out of the house, we say thank you. We go to bed, we say thank you. We get up in the morning, we say thank you. Because you deserve all the praises. All the praises. Thank you very much. Yes, yes. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Again, my Lord, we say thank you. We're asking that this the host country, the United States, be blessed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So those of you that are watching right now, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you for everything that you do. And please share this video to as many people as possible. Things are getting a little bit dicey in Liberia. But I still honor the impression that Flanty Kufa, Speaker Kufa, will retain his position. The other brothers and sisters that are on the other side they don't have the law on their side. And there's nothing unless you're going to say we're going to disregard the Republic of Liberia Constitution. And if you do that, you say you're going to disregard the Constitution, then yes, then they have standing. But as long you say you want to respect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, they have no standing. They have no standing. The rule of the House of Representatives does not supersede the Constitution. The rule of the House of Representatives is there to guide them in conjunction, but underneath the Constitution. And so there are rules, and we have it here in the diaspora. We have a Grand Jury Association in the diaspora that have a board, and in the board rules it says the board they were very smart. They said they wrote in their rules that wherever the Constitution is silent on, we the board have the power to carry out whatever it is the Constitution is silent on. So if you have an issue that the Constitution is unable to address, the board rules take precedent. But the like Grandians are saying no. They have said they said no. It's a scene situation here. So again, folks, Samson told Labropa, folks, analysts I send a list, I send a link out already. Join me. But let me go ahead and talk my tabata. So ECOWA mediator are in Liberia to mediate the serious problem that is happening in Liberia. And here's the thing, and every time when Jerry comes on, these are some of the things I always wanted Jerry to address. Because I've always said, Jerry, when you're addressing it, try to wrap it up with the security implication, national security implication. And I'll give you an example tonight. There's fire brewing. The thing don't start in isolation. We got Ivory Coast, you got Liberia, you got Guinea, you got Sierra Leone, 4 countries that are in the vicinity, bordering each other. And the interesting thing, and I'll get back to Flantico for a little bit. The interesting thing about that is that each of these countries, where they share common border, those who who are the border, the resident or the country resident of each country, have relatives on both sides of the border. I'll give you an example. Ivory Coast and Liberia share common border. Town is the area. My grandma from Ivory Coast, Basobli. I got my first cousin, my dad as the first cousin, my uncle, everybody over there in Basobli. I have relatives as far as Tudo Play is concerned. But they are Ivorians. And we are Liberian. And those of you that remember the Ivorian War, how difficult it was for many of us, because our brothers and sisters in the Ivory Coast were being killed. Yet still we were able to maintain the peace, holding ourselves together. Sooner or later, if these people are not able to govern, we're going to have issues. I'm not going to hide it. We're going to have issues. But let me go on. So I sent the link out already. Those of you that are panelists on the show, you want to join me, please. If not, that's okay as well. I think I can talk a lot. So let's go on. So let's go back to Flanty Speaker Kofa issue. Then I will address the family lineage, the family lineages that is surrounding the entire sub-region of West Africa. So the ECOWAS mediator is in Liberia. They are in Liberia to find out what's happening, because it's also affecting them. They are concerned. Because the daily activities of the government is not going well. Now you have Honorable Alexander Cumming is making comment. You have the orator of the July 26th orator is making comment. People are now talking. Now, and every one of those that are talking, they are not asking Flanty Kofa to step aside, because they know the rule, they know the constitution. And they're finding within themselves that the majority bloc do not have the constitution on their side. And as long that type of situation exists, the majority bloc, you can bring five or Tomofala on your side. You're not going to succeed. The mediator, I would suspect, the West African ECOWAS mediator that is coming to Liberia, or that is already in Liberia, to have this conversation, most likely they will tell the House of Representatives, including Flanty Kofa or Speaker Kofa, they will say, go back and apply the Constitution. There's no army, the barracks that come in to suspend the Constitution. The Constitution has not been suspended. Nobody, the Constitution is there. You cannot say your rule will not supersede the Constitution. If you want to get rid of Flanty Kofa, Speaker Kofa, you have the right to do that. The mediator will say, go back and bring your 49 and get Speaker Kofa. They will not ask Speaker Kofa to resign, because they themselves, these people also serve in the government in their own respective countries. And they know that the Constitution is the glue that holding their government and their country together. So they're coming to Liberia. They are not going to set aside the Constitution and bring in their own feelings, how they feel about Speaker Kofa, or how they feel about the majority bloc, and say, no. The only thing, if what's going to happen, If there's any compromise that they're asking for, they will say, keep Speaker Kofa, come back, and let's start all over. If you feel Speaker Kofa does not no longer enjoy your whatever you want to call it, that he's no longer enjoy the privilege to rule you or be your leader, come back. Get under his gavel, even if it's 2 minutes. Present your case, and those who will vote. But you cannot, and this is the interesting thing here about this whole case. The mediator themselves, they have now ratcheting. They have now ratcheting the issue. They tune the nap because they also, like I said, belong to a country. They're coming from a country which has a government. And if you coming in and says, okay, as Speaker Kofa, these people don't want to sit on your gavel anymore. Therefore, you need to step aside. If that's what these people are going to say, then they're also going to understand that the same situation that is happening here could happen in your country. But if they defend the Constitution and stand by the rule of law, people in our country are watching. They will say, yes, they went to Liberia and stood by the Constitution. They will have Constitution. Anybody want to get anybody else, you have a rule, and the rule, the way they set by the Constitution, is what they're going to go by. So they're not going to come to Liberia and ask Speaker Kofa to step aside, thereby asking the Constitution to be suspended. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. And I'm saying to you tonight, the liberal is telling you tonight, I'm fired up after we got defeated, after we got shellacked, after we got whooped, big time whooped. My liberal spirit went down a little bit, but I'm getting it back. We're gonna get over it. It was difficult. It's still difficult, but we're getting over it. We'll get over it. So let's go on. Let's continue. So, as we continue to move on, okay, this is also a point where Liberians will need to understand that the idea of Constitution with respect to this situation must be resolved and peacefully, but respecting the Constitution. Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. So, the point again I'm making is that Flanty Kofa will say, I'm trying to get something. Okay, we got it. Okay, will say, and the mediator that are coming in will not say Flanty Kofa compromise by stepping aside. Flanty Kofa has the Constitution on his side, and he has nothing to compromise on. Now, once again, before I bring in Mr. Soul, who has just joined me, and I said thank you. Why the man calling me talent? He know I on show. I talking to millions and millions of Liberians who love me bad dearly. Why would he be calling me on my show? Man, please, I'll call you back. You know, nobody die in the family. But anyhow, let me go back to the most important thing. That my son calling me from way Liberia. Nobody, in a death. Well, somebody died the day before yesterday, but we'll deal with that one. But anyhow, let me just say this here. So, if the people are coming to mediate, there's no way they will tell Flanty Kofa to step aside. They will ask the majority bloc to come follow in there. You'll come back. Now, what's going to happen is this. They're going to say, okay, Tomafala and his group, they're afraid that when they come back peacefully now, when they come back, that they might be punished. So that's going to be a concern. Now, with that kinds of thing, Flanty Kofa might have to be asked to make a declaration to promise that there will be no retribution on these people when they come back in. He will not pay back when they come back in. Okay? So when they come back in under his gavel, they are concerned that he might not give them or suspend them from their whatever committee, whatever is it. And Franti Kofa most likely will say, you know what? I'm not a vindictive person. These people come, whatever position they have before, they come back, we start all over. They want me out. I have nothing against it, but let's apply the rule. This, what Franti Kofa has started, is the building stone of one of the true democracy in Liberia. If Franti Kofa and his people succeed in making sure these people follow the rule, you're not just going to come overnight, fly by night, go find and say, I don't want you. So I will not come to your gamble. We'll go outside, like some kind of football player, because you go play. You can't play football, but you own football. They say, we're not picking. You say, okay, my boy, I'm going home. That's not how it's going to happen. Mr. Soul, thank you for joining me. What's on your mind this evening?
Good evening. I'm surprised he's still kind of like dancing around this whole thing. It is sad that there seems to be no leadership in the country, be it executive, the first branch of government as well, because somebody should stand up to the task. This sort of irresponsible, reckless behavior of these lawmakers that we pay money to go into in first branch of government fighting, and people try to circumvent the Constitution. But it's glaring. I'm surprised that you are not pointing out. You claim to be someone who speaks for the people. But here we are. You guys are caught up into your own spider webs, your own creations, and this is why you're giving you a headache. That's the difference with some of us who have been very objective. I discuss the issue as it should be, point out other the wrongs. Now you're giving you a headache. You raise your own alligator, the alligator, all-grown alligator, and this alligator now is out of the dam or whatever creek, and it wants to eat its own baby. The president is not leading the country to the right way, and this is why all of this chaos is just all over the place. And I will say it, whether you like it or not, I'm just speaking my mind. This is what we do here on LPR. Somebody needs to take charge. Now, there's been speculated that he's considering submitting the budget to these renegade lawmakers who knows the rule, but out of their own political greediness, because they didn't get what they feel that they are entitled to, they have brought the country to a halt. How many months now? How many weeks now going to a month? And that the father of the nation is unable to address it. But guess what? When the whole kingdom derailed, is honor his watch. We never elected these people. He is the chief executive. He conducts the day-to-day affairs of this nation. So I'm not sure what is he still waiting for. The submitting budget, the holding it, when consult council, blah, blah. It's a complete, not a surprise one for me.
Thank you. Those are your view. You're entitled to it. And that's what we do here. As you correctly stated on LPR, we do not interrupt. We let you express yourself freely. We don't agree with you. For you to now try your best to link this debacle to the President of the Republic of Liberia, the father of the nation, as you correctly stated. What you need to understand, I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm just making my own point. What many of you that seem to have this this view that perhaps the president is not taking a leadership position, you have to understand that this is a three-branch type government. You have a democracy in the country. The Constitution have a separation of power. So if the president should take the leadership by following the rules. He cannot, I believe, and I could be wrong, he shouldn't and he must not interject himself in the so Clarence David big deal. Tabata that we're on tonight. You must say we're not on the same boat again tonight. You not stop calling my thought Tabata that we're on. But anyhow, no. Welcome, Clarence.
You
Welcome,
need to start making calls to people who
Mr.
are
So.
speaking in your
You are
mind.
not here. Well, there's a rule. I have a new rule on LPR as a
You
board chair.
you're breaking
Mr.
your own
So,
rule. I'm
Mr.
just
So,
looking at a
Mr.
rule for the
Mr.
rule.
So, Mr. So, I have a rule as a board chair. As a board chair, when we're speaking, we speak one at a time. We will not interrupt anybody on this program anymore. So I am speaking to my audience. I'm having fun with them. I'm having interaction with them. So don't worry about it. My Esther, good evening. Thank you for joining us. But let me go back to your point. President Baka has exhibited a huge leadership in this debacle. President Baka, if he was a baby, Baka baby, if you're a baby, he would have injected himself in this thing long time ago and take side. Remember, Speaker Kofa was opposed by President Baka group, the Unity Party, and Speaker Kofa defeated them. However, Speaker Kofa also decided to work with the president in the interest of the country. So President Baka has weighed those two options. And President Baka, in my mind, I'm not their speaker. They can speak for themselves. But in my mind, President Baka have decided, I like working with Speaker Kofa. I also would like to have Unity Party member as a speaker. But this is a government of separation. We have judiciary branch, we have executive, we have the lawmaker, the legislature. And if there's issues over there, we will let it play out. The lawmaker themselves will figure out what the problem is, and if we can resolve it, fine. However, we are standing by, President Baka is saying. I'm just saying this here.
I don't think you can continue.
Mr. So, Mr. So, Mr. So, we're not gonna have you here tonight.
No,
You're not going to interrupt. You're not gonna. This is a new day. This is a new day. We're going to have to respect the rules on this platform. So when I come on your show, I will zip it until I'm called upon.
No, but
Mr. So, hold on, Mr. So, I'm running the show.
No, it's not a matter. This is not a funny thing here.
No, I'm serious. We got to learn to do that. We're gonna have to learn to do that
for 45 minutes.
Mr. So, we're gonna have to learn to do that. Let me finish my point. We're gonna have to learn to do it. When it's your time to speak, I will not interrupt.
And I will have the same time will be allotted.
It doesn't matter. You want to take the entire time to speak, I will not interrupt. Okay. Believe me, the new rule has started. This is a new day on LPR. The bull going to reflect its muscle. Simple. Legally now. Now, let me go back to my point. President Baka, those of you that are on the view that President Baka has not exhibited any leadership yet, it's wrong. President Baka, I believe, saying to his people, let's watch. However, if these people want our help, if they want our intervention, they will invite us until the invitation is extended to us. Until the invitation is extended to us, we would have to deal with the speaker. And what you're hearing, rumors that you're hearing, if this government, if this rescue mission team, if they decided to go and send budget to the majority bloc, they will not hear the end of it, because then they have violated the Constitution immensely, and we will talk about it. Let's hear you, Mr. So.
This is sad. Very, very sad, and it's unfortunate for you to sit down here. You try to be politically correct because you find yourself in multiple places, and that's the danger in politics for those of you that have to create, get us to be where we are in the first place. You told us this old man, everything about him, he was perfect in government, the experience was there, he came with a code name to rescue, but the first branch of government next door to him is drowning. He had to invite the leaders of both sides for a conference. That's what good leader does. Who doesn't want confusion? who want to have a stable society under his watch as a president. First of all, he took this guy, they went to the Holy Land, and only to come back with a political coup d'etat. And he zipped his mouth, and he's hesitant, delayed the submissions of the budget, bringing his own government to a halt without he understanding the implications and consequences involved. How many doctors, teachers, when they decide to lay down their chalk, what could be or what could potentially happen to his government? And now he contemplating to send to this renegade. I'm not going to call them majority bloc. You can dignify them because you are caught between the spider web. You are Kofa guy, you are Joseph Boyka man. And so it become an embarrassing situation. You do not want to hurt either side. And then you come here, you say, liberal, people love you. People are disappointed. They are disgusted about your behavior, your attitude. You do not want to call Joseph Boyka out because of what he's doing, but you try to be politically correct. If they send it to the majority blood, then they violate the Constitution. If they violate the Constitution, call us, be definitive. Look in the eyes of your audience who so dearly love you, the Clarence Davis and all of the rest of the people. To look in their eyes and tell them your disappointment in this government. In this old man who you all argue here is a rescuer, he's a fixer. He get 50 years of experience in government under his belt. But guess what? His budget is being held up. And he yet to invite these people to know what is going on. What's wrong with that? That's not what it calls separation of powers. This government is under his watch. If anything goes wrong, it is the government of Joseph Boyka, not fanatic Kofa. I never supported Kofa, but Kofa, you see, that's what happened. You know, Kofa is not a novice. That's why a good when you learn a good. You leave it, the halfway people, they are the people that are causing problem in our society. And this is what Kofa wants to teach them. This is a shame, it's a disgrace. ECOWAS people coming now to talk. What kind of people are we? But tomorrow when everything goes well, oh, we are sovereign nation. Nobody will put our in our business. ECOWAS people with more delegation coming to come talk about all grown. You know, people were not held accountable during the crisis, and that's the same reckless behavior. They talk to that decent, this building here, a house of wisdom. Ex-combatant call themselves lawmakers. Somehow, some way they were elected. They were not demobilized. So they don't care. They don't respect people, and that's exactly what they are doing. I'm not going to dignify them. What they are doing is a disgrace. And you need to call them out as it should be. The government that you support, the behavior of the head of this government, who is unwilling to call these people and kind of reach a political settlement so that his government will function. What's going to happen eventually to all of the travels that he has done? The investments, the investors, there is a memorandum of understanding. And the law says within that one period, 1 month time, those memoranda of understanding should be reviewed by the first branch of government. Where are we? So we pay his way to come work aboard, and then time come. He created a scenario because they want to remove speaker. But here, what I'm going to say, and I'll close up. And I've been told, you know, CDC too. I mean, it's just, I don't know what they were thinking about. This is a complete orchestration by both the CDC and then the Unity Party took the flag bearer and run with it because they thought it would advantage him because the feel fanatic Kofa is a long-term political threat to them. He could go as independent in the long run, just in case. And they see him as a potential threat to George Weah. And the longer he stays, he's going to get good money. He can do anything of himself as an independent. So I'm going to hang up there, but and I challenge you, the ball is in your court, to look in the eyes of your audience this evening and tell them how disappointed of the same government they are. I on Kofa's side because Kofa is on the side of the Lord. It's simple. The rules say 49. They have not gotten that 49. They're sitting there in hotel abandon the buildings that we elected them for to go and have the conversation. They don't even have the political persuasion. Why they can't even convince people if they need only 3-4%? Why can't they do it? Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. So. Appreciate that, as usual. I'm going to have to. This is not about me. It is not about not about you. We're here to exchange ideas. But I'd like to disabuse you on many issues that you put out here. First of all, President Bakai, I am not embarrassed of President Bakai. If anything, I'm very proud of President Bakai. Second, when we were campaigning here and you tried to put a jab at some of the campaign statements we were making, those are factual campaign statements. He does have years of experience. He has wisdom. He has the ability to guide. He has the ability to rescue. So I am not here to apologize. I am not here to apologize to anybody for my support for this government, specifically President Bakai. So let's get that record straight. You can accuse me of everything else. That's fine with me. It's up to you. Can you hold on 1 minute? Let me address my co-host. How you doing? I sent you the list. I sent the link already, sir. Oh, sorry. Go there again. Go there right now. Go there right now. Go there. Sorry about that, boss. Sorry. Okay. All right.
More rescue boat coming. I'm sorry. You call it for more rescue boats.
Okay. Let me get back. Let me get back. You can pray. You can do whatever you want to do. That's fine. So, like I said, I'm not here, and I'll be watching for Armo. Okay. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Okay. Yeah, he is. Jared, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. So I'm not going to apologize for me supporting this government, not the political party, this government. Now, let's go further than that. One other reason why I'm so proud of this government, specifically President Bakai, he has exhibited in my mind, his behavior has shown to me that indeed there is separation of power in Liberia. He's not using executive power to try to infringe on the power of the other group of people. Okay? And therefore, he is trying to make sure to stay out of these people's things. If they want him, they will invite him. Let me also address this other thing, and I'll go back to Jerry. Welcome, Jerry, and then I'll make him to get on here. You say here that these representatives, you call them certain name, which I'm not going to repeat. These people, I don't agree with them. But Mr. So, they were elected by our Liberian brothers and sisters. I'm not asking, I'm not questioning the motives of why or how they were elected. I know they were elected, certified by the Election Commission of the Republic of Liberia. And therefore, we will give them the due respect. Even if we don't agree with them, calling their names will do us no good, number one. Secondly, they believe in their mind that they are serving a specific function in the interest of the Liberian people. I, on the other hand, is saying to them, no, you are wrong. But that does not give me the cause because of my disagreement based on policy. Based on policy, for me to call them a name. One last thing, then I'll go to Jerry. The president of the Republic of Liberia, he didn't go walk about Mr. Soul. You know, when you guys speak like that, it make me feel like, are you even thinking about Liberia? President Baka didn't go walk about. President Baka did not go marinating. President Walker did not go just to see friends. He went on these foreign trips to introduce his policy to save Liberia to the international community. And you are getting some dividends. There are some serious dividends that are coming back. So we cannot sit here, in as much as we might not agree with him, we cannot sit here and try to characterize his visit, foreign visit, as being walkable. He is not an old man. Yes, in age, but in wisdom, he's young. God is there first, but in wisdom, President Baka is young. And he has exhibited the wisdom that is within him. We're looking and seeing what is happening in Liberia. So you might not agree with him, and that's you are a Liberian, you're entitled to it. But how are you entitled to that? It is because of President Bakai that you are freely able to express yourself.
Oh, Jesus, please.
Because of President Bakai. So please express yourself. We will call you the opportunity, and then they say whatever you want to say, but we will be here to make sure. I'm not one of those praise singers. The president and his people will not take the budget and give it to the majority bloc. The folks that are coming to mediate, they are also people who truly benefiting from President Baka's leadership. The Equa blacks benefiting from President Baka's leadership, and they want to enjoy that. His leadership, they want to enjoy that. Because of that, they fear that if these people continue to rumble on like this, it might affect his leadership that they also enjoy in other countries. Mr. Jerry Barkan, thank you for joining.
I think Mr. Joseph can do
Mr.
Mr.
So, we have a rule. No, Mr. So, we have a rule. Mr. So, you spoke. I said nothing. I zipped myself. You're going to have to respect it. You got to respect it. Mr. So, when I call your name, you will make your comment. Jerry, good evening. Thank you very much. What's on your plate? What's on your mind? Do you care to contribute to what we're talking about this evening?
Yeah, well, I just got in. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the other panelists. And thank you. I mean, I'm honored to be with the CEO and the board of directors. How privileged, how opportunity I am tonight. I'm delighted to be here. And let the fireworks, in fact, let the new Christmas start already. Anyway, let the fireworks start boiling.
Thank you, Jerry. I just want to make it clear the board will not flex his muscle. We would demand quorum and civility on this platform while we're here. Go ahead, Jerry.
Precisely. But I always said, how much I would not like this, but the Liberian people, like you said, they elected the people. The president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, we are three equals of branches of government, and we all have different style of doing things. Ellen Johnson, I have called, what's the name? The former speaker, Mr. Melvin Snow, to resign. For
Jerry, can you hold on 1 minute? Let me introduce Terry Collins, who's joining us. Terry, good evening. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us on a new platform, LPR, and with the new rules that are being exhibited. Thank you very much, and thank you. We'll come to you, we'll come to you after Jerry land. Go ahead, Jerry.
So you might not like the way he proceeds. It's the same way you raise your child. You might not like the way the other people raise their child, but that's administration. Worker have his own way running his administration. He said the president of the Republic of Liberia is the equal branch, and I'm not going to interfere in that. They can solve the problem. They have their own rules, they have their own regulation, and they have to follow the rules. And they also have to. We all operate under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. What is the organic law of the land? Having said that, what I'm concerned about is the behavior of the both party I mean, look at what happened today. That is not how you solve problem. You might have a differences or opinion. You might have differences of political or disagreement. I mean, but there was no need today. If I will go further, what happened in that place today is a crime scene. There were crime committed, vandalism, and tear gas were used. I personally, if you can recall on this show, I have always said on this show, and I will say it again. Hopefully, maybe somebody will listen to me. The Capitol Police, we need to establish a Capitol Police. In fact, the CEO said it was redundant because we already get national police. No, it is not. He had already been ostracized. I mean, always suffocate me on this show that, because we have different security forces. Even in the great United States, they got almost 100 and some more security forces in the federal government. See, we have the state government, the Capitol Police. We need to have a Capitol Police. What's going on? That the place will be secure 24/7. We'll have private security. So now let's see. Let me lay soon. I think if from Babolu, the senator, they broke into the office. They still hid 3 laptops. Today is still under investigation. There's not being resolved. So at this time, some of who in the law enforcement, we have recommended personally that the Capitol Police, we need to have a Capitol Police that will be able to man that Capitol building 365 days, 7 days a week. And these are the things. I'm not saying you're going to solve the crime, but anything go on there compared to have a private security. It is wrong. It is wrong yesterday, it's wrong today, and it's wrong tomorrow. I will pause. It's a crime scene. What happening today is wrong. It's a crime scene. And the police, they're supposed to be neutral.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Terry, welcome, and thank you for joining us. And as people come in, we will remind them about the new rules. We have decided, Mr. So, let me remind my brother. We have the board has decided to flex his muscle.
That's not your job.
Mr. So, you are violating the rules. Mr. So, you are violating the rules. You are violating the rules. Mr. So, then you are violating the rules. Mr. I don't want to mute you, but the board has the power to do that. The board has the power to do that. You are violating the rule. Terry, the new rules here, the board have decided as we come on here to have a conversation, you are allowed to speak your mind, speak as long as you want. The next person come in, we allow that person to express himself freely. We're not going to have, if we want to interact with each other, there must be the request and say, can I ask a question? And your moderator will pass that information on as to whether that person is ready to receive your question. And then we'll move on with that. But the reason here, this platform is an intellectual platform. We all know that. And we all have the ability. We all are intellectual. I know that for a fact. But sometimes we come out and they have some exchange that are not something that will take home. So I just want us to have that civility. I know we have the ability to do that. But I just want to, as new people come in tonight, I will make that clear. And I think we need to practice that. Not that we don't do that, but I just want us to make sure that we keep that at the back of our mind. Go ahead, Terry. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind? Do you care to contribute to whatever it is that is being discussed? You have as many times as possible.
Well, thank you, Mr. So, and to the Liberal, the celebrity, and also to co-host. You hear me?
Yeah. Well, of course, you said celebrity. I can hear you clearly.
Mr. Jerry Bacon, and the CEO, the Independent Voices of the People, so and all of that. But yeah, so the thing that was happening today that I want on my mind, actually, I think we all took concern that from my view, I think it shows the lack of leadership from the COFA end. Reason being, I have not heard you speaking to
leadership from who?
From
lack
your
of leadership
man,
from who, eh?
From Honorable COFA, the speaker.
Okay.
There's a lack of leadership from him because The guys who did the vandalization came from his end. That's the minority Kofa supporters. But I thought he was going to condemn the act. He did not. I have not heard any press conference, I could be wrong, stating that he condemned the act of gangsterism and vandalization of state property and resources at the Capitol. He has not condemned it. So it shows a gross lack of leadership from my view. And I think it don't look good for him. And in the time that ECOWAS is coming to our country, in the time that we're having this change of power in the US, it's very, very bad for the international community to see us looking like this, especially in the face of Donald Trump that is coming into power, a man who don't care about American foreign policy. For them to see us doing this kind of thing, I don't think we are sitting pretty well. So in my view, I will condemn the act of the minority Kofa Black. It shows gross disrespect for the Liberian property. They claim that those guys are RLJ, they're spending the Liberian poor money, but there is no proof. You can't show any evidence that guarantee that the money they're spending, these are lawmakers, they get paid, that they're sitting to RLJ and they're spending your money. You can't show or prove that is proven, but you have revealed to us that you're damaging the country equipment that our taxpayer money going to repair. So who is doing the damage now? The majority Black or the minority Kofa Black? Who doing? Because we see you damaging our property in the houses, in the capital. I don't know if this is the first time it ever happened in the history. This is a new record. So that's just on my mind. I think that I expected if Honorable Kofa did not know about it, I expected him to have debunked it. I expected him to have come out to give a position statement, but until now he has not spoken, and that is concerning.
Thank you. Let me just, before I go to Mr. So, from Daily Observer, they said the ring
Can you please
sacking of
wait
the
for your
judge.
time before you do that? It's my
Mr.
time.
So, we will come to you. Mr.
No,
So,
no,
I'm not
it's my
I'm not
time.
eating into your time. I will come to you. You have more time. You can be the renegade on this program tonight. It doesn't matter. You call up your renegade, we call you renegade too. It doesn't matter. So let me just say this here. The ransacking of the joint chamber occurred in ongoing modernization effort within the house, including renovation. Okay, renovation in the main chamber and potential maintenance work in the joint chamber. President Bakai is expected to deliver his State of the Nation address in January. So the reason here why people might consider ransacking, the intent, according to the paper, renovation is going on, and they are fixing the place to prepare it for the nation address to the nation. So, Mr. So, let's come to you. Go ahead.
Look, this sort of hypocrisy, the Jerry Bacon, the Terry Collins, and Samson, we're not going to buy into it. And I'm going to expose you. Oh, it's now you know the importance of rules. When you're one of those who are always interrupted, but when you go to ELBC platform, then you become a decent man and will frown on it. This is how you can hijack power. That's not the responsibility. No board instituted anything. Board, go find money, let the network operate. That's your job. These are the problems you can cause and trouble come. But I'm not going to waste my time now. Jerry Bacon, when last did I tell you that we shouldn't have a Capitol Police? You say co-host. I don't even see the title there. You were asking me for the link. Your guy left you out. You want to come here? Why you want to possess a title that you know you're not even enjoying? You feel you're going to cry. But look. Whether you pour a lipstick on a pig is just a pig. And I'm not going to buy into your political correctness here. Joseph Newman Boyka needs to take responsibility. He needs to play an elderly role. He's an elderly man. He says he's a state man. He can fix things. This is the same man who allowed the so-called, for me, I knew it, and I'm always on the right side of history. You defended Henry Costa. Everybody, all the people you defended, they all went down the hill. And that's exactly what you are doing and you will continue to do, but we will call you out. This old man on his watch, the four political parties somersaulted 360 degrees to submerge. And you want to come back here? You want to come back here to come tell her what? Yes, that's your interpretations of separation of power is just far from the reality. This is the first branch of government. What wrong with the president of the Republic of Liberia to invite those leaders or those people who are doing what they are doing? What wrong with it to call them and listen to them? Now he's contemplating where to send the budget. When that budget in the first place you have been gone. That's a double standard. He knows exactly what they're doing. And they are just playing. It's unfortunate because the CDC, the tune that just came, they're just playing in the good hands of Unity Party. That's exactly what they are doing. They are playing in the hands of Unity Party. And what I did say was the president traveled extensively. And he traveled with saying what is happening. He's going out there to rebrand the country, to getting investors, investments, and all of that. And they are lost on the book. All of the memorandum of understanding, it has to be confirmed within 1 month. What has become of them? I am saying, if he's not concerned of his almost 16 hours travel in the air, going to China, going to this place, that place, the Vatican, back to Liberia, if he doesn't value it, that all of these good memorandums of understanding that needs to be reviewed by the legislature and have it, put into action. And you have one group of people sitting there, another hotel, another group of people sitting there, another place, and you think it's okay. But wait a minute, you want to tell me the coming of ECOWAS they came to Liberia without the consent of the Republic of Liberia, without the government approval? Is that what you want to tell me? They just fly one money, the people making flour there, so we're going. Is that what you want to tell? This is the hypocrisy, this is the deceit, and this is how you people try to remake things that doesn't work being remade. All because you have a side, you support Joseph Boyka, you support Kofa. Now Kofa and Joseph Boyka, Unity Party group, they are pair buttons in the first branch of government. So you want to play nice. You don't want to hurt Kofa. You don't want to hurt the Unity Party people. We are not going to gamble our country at the expense of you politicians, you who have to raise these alligators. They are out of the zoo. They want to eat your heads. They can just want to eat you, but not with us. Because when they come, we'll fight back at them. The behavior of these people is irresponsible. And I will just tell them, lawmakers, the reason they have these chambers is to go there and sit and argue your point. Politics is all about persuasion, but they are not. They're flying all around the thing that propaganda. And this is what Kofa is teaching them, says, I'm not going to resign because he knows the law. The law say have 49. If they have the 43, persuade other folks within Kofa. Make politics is all about making deal. Make deal with them. They come to you, you get them in section. There is nothing that can take place without them being in that chambers, in the joint chambers, for a vote to take place to say, okay, moving forward, this is not. They didn't. Look, guys, again, I'm going to give you the opportunity. If you want to make a true confession as a decent man, I suppose you are, and tell them, say, hey, yes, I oppose, but you are defying here. And that's the typical lifestyle of the Liberian politician. You never saw them to admit to their wrong. They will always give justification to their actions, and they say they don't do anything wrong. So if you do that today, it's not a surprise to me, little bro. We're not hearing you.
Thank you, Mr. So, for that lengthy lecture. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Those are your opinion. You are entitled to it. We have no reason to say you don't own those. Those are yours. But Jerry, before I come to you, let me go to Terry here. Terry, you heard Mr. Soul seem to be expanding on the fact that perhaps the president should take leadership by injecting himself into the debacle, by inviting the leadership on both sides to have a conversation. His reasoning, his reasoning on this is that he's saying to protect all of the goodwill that President Barker have enjoyed based on his trip abroad, the memo understanding, what have you, all of the good stuff, so that they don't go to waste by having these people having this conflict and nothing is moving. However, he's saying because of that, that President Barker needs to inject himself on this. Do you have contrary view on this, or that's something that you support? And if not, then I can move on to Jared.
Well, I think President Walker might have done it. We don't know. That probably it could be that President Walker did it, but President Walker cannot be seen because this is not. We are not in a village where, if something happened, the town chief call, somebody to come and judge a kid and they find you. No, this is a government. We saw the action of the judiciary, how the judiciary went in and handled the matter. That is how the three branches of government that have three separate powers should operate. So President Walker can do it behind the scene, but he cannot be seen interfering with legislative politics, because if he does, it will seem as if to say he induced them with cash, as have been speculated. So what has happened, because this is government, these are three separate branches of government. So the best way the executive can interfere is to do it behind the scene. You cannot do it before everybody. Then it will look like something is going on. So, and President Walker also is a politician. Mr. So need to understand that, and most of our followers need to understand that. President Walker is also lobbying for the position of the speakership, as any political leader would do. So if there is an in-house fighting in the legislature, the only option and the in-house fighting going on is not done by his own people. Instead, he lost the position. This in-house fighting is done also by the opposition against the speaker that they elected that runs against President Walker's party. So President Walker will play the politics and sit down and watch them handle the issue. And that is what it is. This is a political thing. It happened all over the world, even in the United States. If I was the president, I would watch them. I would watch it until they do what they're supposed to do politically. Because I want the speakership position to be able to put forth my bills on the table for it to go through. So President Walker has the right to play politics. And what protects him is the law. The law says these are three separate branches of government, and no other branch should have right to interfere with the other branch. So the only thing the president can do right now is to speak behind the scene. That is why you, the Liberian people, elected these people to become your lawmakers. You now, your constituents, are the ones that are supposed to hold their feet to the fire, not the president. It's not a president's responsibility. It is your constituents, the people in all the various counties that have elected them. They are the ones that are supposed to come up in protest and say, we don't want this. You go back to work, or you do it this way, or you do it that way. You can't hold the president responsible for what the legislature is doing, because the legislature is a separate branch of government.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. As I come to you again, and there's another subject matter we're going to be discussing here very shortly, which have to do with national security uh, tension that is brewing all over the 3 or 4 countries in West Africa. But let me hear from you on this here. President Bakar, let's address the Mr. So issue here. His concern, as I expressed, is that President Bakar needs to step in and try to see if this thing can be settled. If not, Mr. So, seemed to be suggesting that all of the goodwill President Bakar has enjoyed from his trip, by demonstrating by the evidence of memo understanding from all over. If this thing is not resolved, we might not be able to enjoy those goodwill gesture from other country. Do you think President Bakar need to step in because of that? And if so, what means and how do you think he need to do that?
Well, yeah, I might partially agree with the CEO on the other side. Yes, here's the reason why we agree with him on a certain extent. The president can twist hands. The president can twist hands
So back on.
from his leadership. He can call his partisan or partisan and call and say, "Look, this is what's going on." Or even if he can meet with the opposition, he have to call his partisans who are in that chamber and say, "Look, this is where they." I don't know whether he has done that, but I mean, it has not been reported in that capacity. So this, I think, when you are a sitting president, I mean, it happened with McCarthy and the president. When the budget was not passing, he called the speaker, and the speaker went to him, and they were able to find means. Even Johnson, how much I now agree with Johnson currently. Uh, uh, Joe Biden called Johnson, and they were able to find some dialogue for the budget to pass. I mean, in politics, you have to make. I mean, it's not bribery, but they have their own terminology. They got some terminology they use and say we compromise. Yeah, sometimes you have to
It's called influence pellet.
Okay, okay, fine. Influence. They have to compromise. So these are the things when you're in a leadership, you call your people and say, "Hey, listen, I'm calling you, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Pro Tem, or who the next person, the minority leader or the majority leader. I need to have dinner with you people." And we sort it out. There's sometimes you got to do behind the scene. It's not everything have to be on CNN or MSNBC in the evening, but this is it. But in my conclusion,
Yeah.
Mr. So, to be an old man is not a crime. It's wisdom. To be an old man, it's an elderly man. Don't be provocative on this thing. To be an old man, it is not a crime. It's wisdom. It's due to error each one of us. So let me make it clear. The second thing I want to make, I know you say you're going to bring it up. You say you want to bring it up? Yes. You here, you denying it tonight. But I said we need to reinstitute the National Bureau of Investigation. And they said, no, we got LCC, we got this one, we got that one. So definitely, but I'm still insisting that we need a capital police. It's a conflict of interest. Those who in the government, they provide the security, private security in that place. It is wrong yesterday, it's wrong today, and it's wrong tomorrow. Something bigger going to happen in that place, and we'll not be able to solve it.
Thank you.
We need a cap. 30 seconds, please. We need a capital police. We need a capital police that will be able to patrol that place 24/7. If anything happens, look at, they say construction going on. Okay, fine. The press came and say, "Oh, they vandalized the place," not knowing there's a construction going on. But if this thing that happened, will have a clear understanding, because people take this thing to their political advantage. So these are the things. It's a national issue, and there's a national security issue, and there's a crime happening. I said that place is a crime scene. We need to treat it as a crime scene. I'm going to order what happened today. People putting tear gas in somebody's eye. I'm going to ask everybody out, get outside. I'm closing the place here. That's it. As a Capitol Police Chief. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, my reason. I think Terry correctly stated, and that is the president perhaps can do it behind the scene, but the concern for me, even behind the scene, these lawmakers, for me, I don't trust them. If the president were to invite any of them, they will try to use that, capitalize on the invitation process, instead of viewing it as the way to resolve the issue. They will they will go to the meeting most likely, but use that opportunity to demand, because then perhaps they will see maybe the president is feeling the weight, or maybe the president is being weak, or the executive is being weak, and they will come in with demanding X, Y, and Z, specifically the resignation of Speaker Kofa. So if the president is talking to them behind the scene, that's good. But let's go on around on one more time on this here, and now we will move it up to the uh, coming of the ECOWAS mediators to come and try to mediate this whole process here. Let me start with you, Terry, on this here. If this, and I know they're in Liberia right now, how do you think they will approach this, Terry? Let's try to guess ahead of these people here. Let's do our best. We're intellectual, and I know many of us have the experience of settling issue in the house or whatever it is. We've been involved into conversation of conflict resolution before. What do you think these people would do when they come in,
Yeah, first of all,
or your expectation?
I wanted to make some follow up on the statement you
Please,
made first
please,
previously on
please.
the Daily Observer report when you said they were doing renovation. The person who really responsible for that renovation process is also part of the majority black, and came out and debunked that statement and said that the only renovation they know that's supposed to be going on is the renovation of the joint chambers, not the joint chamber, but the chamber. All right, I think the upper chamber or somewhere. That renovation supposed to be going on. That's the only renovation that was signed, and he responsible for that area. So he said there have been no renovation to renovate the joint chamber as of yet. That he is in knowledge, he is in the know about. So that particular joint chamber report that came from one Priscilla from the house there was not accurate.
Okay.
So, however, to the ECOWAS thing and all of that, the ECOWAS can come, but that whole ECOWAS thing was Edwin Snow planning. And you saw Edwin Snow to the Capitol building today, which is almost like a conflict of interest. How can you call ECOWAS to come to Liberia, then you go there yourself, and you already have taken side in the Fonati case something? So obviously nobody will take you serious. That's some of the reason why the president turned it down. And this is our in-house fighting. Even in Nigeria, we have seen on video the House of Parliament, when they get ready to fight, they can fight in the House of Parliament.
Face fight.
Yeah. So why are you bringing? We are not in. This is not. We got a constituted body here. We got our Supreme Court that just ruled in the matter, and all of that. We have not reached to the level yet wherein you need ECOWAS intervention. So why are you calling ECOWAS? That every small thing will do, you will call ECOWAS? I don't see the need of calling ECOWAS, but I think Edwin Snow did it for his friend Fonati Kofa. That is what he did. But that is a bad outlook for us. Because today the people went to the building and the people were disgraced because they saw the building being vandalized by lawmakers, even from the Fonati Kofa block. So what do you think they're going to tell Fonati Kofa? Even though they met with him today, in my own view, I think they will just tell him, my man, resign.
So, Terry, I don't mean to interrupt, but let me ask you this. You stated earlier that somebody from the majority bloc say that Daily Observer's story about renovation is not true. Our sister Esther is questioning that, to say they already, that guy has a fish to fry in this thing. Do you expect him to agree with the reserve statement?
Well, I did not expect him to agree, but what he told the lady was precise. He said, let the lady produce the evidence because he have the evidence and he produced the evidence, the document wherein he signed in regards to which chamber is under renovation. So he told the lady that she should produce the document that proves that the joint chamber is supposed to be under renovation. Let her produce the document. She couldn't produce it, but he did produce a document where his signature is on, proving which chambers that's supposed to actually be under renovation. And the chamber he said that's supposed to be going on a renovation, I think is the chamber the house supposed to be meeting.
But you agree that there is a scheduled renovation in the
I
building.
agree. There's a
Okay. All right.
possibility that
Move
there's a
on.
scheduled
Move on with it.
renovation.
Okay. Move on with the other statement. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it. I just said
Okay.
Edwin Snow, that thing was all set up by Edwin Snow, and I think it was prematurely done. And Edwin Snow shouldn't have even been involved. If he wanted ECOWAS to come, he should have done it in a very profound way.
All right. Thank you. Let me come to you, Jared, then I will go back to Mr. Soul.
Esther, go check online. You'll see it.
Okay. All right. Let me come to you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jared.
You see, it is when you're ready to do something, you gotta lay the foundation. Based upon the foundation, once you're building a house, you are an engineer or investigator. Once you made one mistake, for you to retrieve that mistake, it can cause a disaster. That's what happened. Snow invited the people, and I think I listened to one of the station or radio sister station that he went to the president on Spoon TV. He had just spoken to the president that ECOWAS would be coming without coordinating with the ECOWAS. Now ECOWAS is on ground. So who brought it into this country? Snow, because he's a member of the parliament of ECOWAS. But that's a different ballgame. But yeah, what we want to say.
No, but Jared, before you do that, let me push back on that. You and Terry made the same statement, and it seemed like you seem to pick it back on here. The president of Nigeria, who is the chairman of ECOWAS, sent these people. It is not Snow, according to the story. Snow is a member of the ECOWAS parliament. So even though he's leading, because they're in his town, and so he has to stay in front. But the actual recommendation and the process itself were agreed upon by ECOWAS members of ECOWAS, and the president, who is not president of Nigeria, who is the chairman, decided to send these people, the delegation, to Liberia. So there's not Snow that, according to the story, it is not Snow that actually that bringing these people to Liberia. But go ahead.
Well, okay, fine. I know I say in the foreign government for a while. So let's agree with your theory. Then the letter should have been addressed to the President of the Republic of Liberia and to acknowledge and say, Mr. President, I'm sending a member of the ECOWAS to the Republic of Liberia based upon this day. That will be directly to the protocol, the chief of protocol or the member of the doing.
Where did they send the letter?
But that's why nobody know how it got there. That's what I'm saying. So if the president is not aware of the people coming, if the people are not aware of their coming, how they got into the country? Who invited them? Okay, how we protect them? The ECOWAS is coming because they have to be protected because they are foreign dignitaries that are coming to this country. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs should be aware of that. These people are coming. They're member of the diplomatic corps. They are coming to the country. So,
but Jerry,
yeah.
You
I know.
I'm trying to. No, I got to push back on it.
Is it going to be a Jerry and Terry affairs? Let me know.
Mr. We will come to you. You got to be patient.
You have to be fair.
Mr. So, you have to be patient. We will come to you. We will come to you. We will come to you. You will have all of the time to express yourself.
I don't want all of the time. I want the time.
We've been giving you the opportunity here. Just I mean, we're not trying to exercise you. We are not trying to exercise you, Mr. So. You gotta respect the rule. Jared, let me ask you this. You as a security and someone who was working government at a higher level before, do you think that the president of Nigeria will send delegation as member of ECOWAS chairman of ECOWAS will send delegation without any communication between him and the president of the Republic of Liberia? Is that what you guys want us to believe?
I can't prove it, but what I am saying to you here is, look, Mr. Snow said on Smooth TV that he had received the communication and he went to brief the president. So if he went to brief the president, then to whom the letter came from and to who the letter went to say, yes, these people are coming to the Republic of Liberia. That's my point. So the president probably he aware of it.
Okay.
And
all right.
That's my point I'm trying to make.
Go ahead, make your point, my brother. So I can go on to Mr. So, who is very much impatient at this time. Go ahead, Len, Jerry.
Informing people.
So
Jerry, are you Len? Are you
yeah,
done?
I'm done. I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm done.
Mr. So, let me come to you. You have the opportunity, if you think we are disinforming anybody or passing on information that is not correct, you can express yourself. But you have to stay within the rule.
There's no rule. You're not keeping the rules. So if you don't keep
you
the
have
rule,
to stay within the
I'm just
rule.
telling you the truth. Because you people have been disconnected with the communication. Jared threw you under the bus, so you decided to act like Black Dragon revented Devon until you try to pay back and take it to share. That's not what we're here for. We need to say, how can you guys come on this network? You claim it to be a intellectual network, and you try to derail the image of this network. What power does Edwin Snow have? And you hide it. Yes, because he knows that Edwin Snow is not the head of the government of the Republic of Liberia. There will be no high-profile delegation that will come to our country, for God's sake, without the consent of the executive. Who provides the security?
The national government.
Yes. So meaning, before ECOWAS, yes, it is within the purview of Edwin Snow for Terry to come here. That's another this genuine statement where ECOWAS got to do the he is member of the ECOWAS parliament. What are we talking about today? It is the parliament that is having this conversation, guys. You take yourself within the sort of partisan feelings, and let's talk about these grave issues that is happening within the country. I know it is hurtful that when I talk about your political leaders' feelings, emotions, sentiment kicks in, but it's more than what we are talking about right now. Yes, it was the right thing he done. He got the consent of the government of the Republic of Liberia. The government did approve, since Boyka was unable to do it. He decided to call another old man Tinubu to send ECOWAS parliament. And that's what it came.
Why do you insist of bringing age into this conversation?
What's wrong with that? He doesn't have an age. Where's it? I'm the first person to call him old man. You are calling the old man. Old man means
your connotation sound very condescending.
I don't care about your perception. I'm just telling you why it is. He's an old man. He's not a young man. So if you have different perception, if you have a different argument, you want me to edit my word, I'm not going to edit my word. Do not edit my word. I'm just only saying we expect him to perform more than what is happening. The security committee, how many what about investigations? We have not had anything. So what difference? What different would that make? Whatever thing that is happening today? Yes, they are creating a chaotic situation, and this is what we want to be. And we are saying people should be held accountable, and it is our job, all of us, whether you're talking here, to hold one of your own accountable until we can start protecting our own alligator. We did that. We saw the consequences. We see what we are today, and we still want to protect and defend these people, which is wrong. It is at the detriment of our Liberian people. For God's sake, if one of our own is wrong, we should just point it out.
All right.
What you want? You told me, I want to talk when I want to talk.
Oh no, I said okay. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
No, you're trying to stop me.
No. Far from it. Far from it.
It's a complete partisan thing. You send text to Jerry Bagon. Jerry Bagon King. Jerry send text to Terry King. But again, tomorrow going to be my night. I hope what we see happening, It will happen. You know, I'm Netanyahu guy, so rest assured, when you hit me, I'm going to punch you. But look, on a serious note, I think the visit of ECOWAS is just another clear manifestation of our inability to just resolve common things. And Terry, and I agree with Terry when it favors President Boyka. But CDC people, they were so dumb-headed, and they just thought it was going to be something that was going to be in their favor. You lucky you as an opposition, you get number 1, number 2% in the country, and you allow them for people to just kind of knock your head together. But anyway, some of us are going to uncle, so that's not a surprise.
Thank you. All right, let me open the line and see if we're gonna get questions. But in the meantime, I want to bring in this other issue here that I read today, which have to do with the national security drama that is happening in Liberia. According to the story that I read, there was a gentleman who one story says he's a Guinean, another story says he's Liberian, who fled Guinea, who fled to Guinea during the war, grew up in Guinea, and now he's been hunted by the Guinean government of saying that he's fomenting some sort of this trying to destabilize the country. Okay, let me take this caller. Walter Carter, good evening. What's on your mind? Briefly. Go ahead.
Good evening, the liberal celebrity, progressive.
Thank you.
And I would like to say good evening to the greatest host, the independent voice, and Mr. Washington Bako, and my own brother Terry.
Yeah, the Chinese phone waving around. He can't hear you correctly. Come here, come calling people name. We can't hear you.
So this is something that I would just make the conversation short. You remember when President Waka was then the political leader of the Unity Party, the coalition, and there was this big confusion in the coalition. He left for America. Before leaving for here, he said when he gets to Liberia, he will fix it. We're going to fix it. And when he got to Liberia, it imploded, it degenerated, it scattered, it exploded. And this whole security organization went down and collapsed. If the Liberian people thinking in their mind that President Walker has the ability to unite people, to fix things, it must be in La La Land. President Walker is not a man that is capable of bringing people together. He's a man who separates people. He's a man who causes destruction. And we saw it from his own coalition. So this, like Terry says, in his interest. That's why ever since we've been saying it, and could keep for Terry and the Liberal agree, and even Mr. Bacon agree about it. So President Bouaga is not a man that unites people. We got a divider in chief. We got a man who is very deceptive, who sits in the back and throws stones. But don't forget, he lives in the glass house. And when you throw stones, rest assured, when they come back to you, your house will come crumbling down. Thank you, the liberal progressive celebrity.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Liberal, point of information. Can I provide information?
Please, go ahead.
So this is the letter, because my big sister Esther Clark Fredericks wanted to know whether if there is a letter. So this is the letter here, addressed August 16, 2024, Honorable Priscilla A. Cooper, Chairman, Committee on Memorandum of Modernization, House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Let me just go straight to the letter. We are writing to request permission to undertake the necessary repairs on the roof covering the old chambers of the House of Representatives per our scope of work, not the joint chamber, the old chamber of the House of Representatives. This is the letter here. Okay. I just posted it in our chat room in WhatsApp chat. So if the CEO said can put it up, or you can
Yeah, see, I
put it
sent that
up
letter. I think
for
since
people to
yesterday.
see it.
That's
It's
you
all on
sent
the
me.
internet, So there is no letter that provides that the John Chambers, where the both houses meet, supposed to go on a renovation. So that particular thing was vandalization of our state properties.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Let me go on, and we'll come back. Okay. We'll continue with it. But I'm talking about this story that I read today. I'm not too sure if any of you read that as
Yes, I
well.
was. I got on
Where
my
the
agenda.
young
I got
man.
on my agenda.
Okay. Another caller is calling. Samson told Labro Pablo, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Two and rest of the panelists? My name is Saturday Yalate, calling from Connecticut.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Same to you guys. And I just want to say one or two things about removing the speaker or the fighting that going on into the House of Representatives. If you can remember from the beginning of this saga, people were accused that money been into the system, that this speaker should be removed. Now those two people that were accused, Mo Ali and the Minister of Transport, their name was in the picture of where the funds came from. Now, if you can see them today, these same people are those that went to go to the majority block for hearing. So that is a confirmation of the allegation that is living against them, that they the one dish out the money to the guys. That is the clear picture. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, Samson to Labro Pub Radio. I have with me Mr. Vanso Zionso, the host of All Things Considered. I have also have Mr. Jerry Bakan, a security analyst, LPR. I have a senior analyst here, Mr. Terry Collins from Minnesota, who is also part of the conversation here tonight. Give us a call if you have the time, but let me go on and I'll pass it on. I'm not, like I said, I read this story where this man was being accused by the Guinean authority of trying to destabilize the Guinea government, but able to flee Guinea and was in Liberia. And the story goes he was arrested by the Joint Security Community of Liberia. Was arrested, put in prison, and a fortnight over. According to the story, joint security chiefs, including police IG, went to the central prison, grabbing, according to his attorney, who happened to be uh, uh, um, Kajina Nyama, I don't know if I get his last name, but anyhow, he a former associate justice was this is the lawyer, and he also went. Samson told Labro Pablo, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, good evening, Mr. Thor.
Thank you. Thank you.
The most celebrity on this show here.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Davis.
You know, the issue concerning the airport something here, you know, they had a scene, they say that you cannot play the double-handed game at the same time. And it's not people know their record. And it's not appear on the phone call. When the issue of daughter was appointed on the ECOA, he said, as far as he's concerned, nobody cannot remove the people from the ECOA or list over that have been already appointed. And they see Edwin Snow today because he went by again on his photo. He said he called the president and made the president understand that ECOA is coming to country. So what role is he playing? And the second point I want to make here, I want for Francisco to be very smart, you know. If one of these CDC guys that carry on the Buckaroo, are they doing it in
Gonna leba. Johnny phone working. Why you call Kofani? Forget it.
Let's move on. We're not hearing him. Let's move on.
You really calling the man? Oh, we know that one, there, papi. Eh?
I think he muted.
Another day, the way
I think he muted.
You call the man off.
My whole team muted. Let me call him back. My
Okay,
goodness.
why are you calling it back? Can we be? Yeah, we got less time, and so that's an important.
Oh my goodness.
That's an important
Jerry,
spirit, brother.
Jerry, he's one of the avid caller here. Please, yeah, let me call him back. I beg you. Yeah, please give me the opportunity. Please, I beg you. Let me call, because I muted myself, and yeah, please let me oh my goodness, Clarence. He says so much beautiful thing. Clarence, are you there?
Yeah, on the line.
Yeah, you got to repeat yourself, because everything you stated, nobody heard it. I have my mic muted without me realizing. I apologize. So if you can just give us a brief what you just stated here, I would appreciate it. I had to tell my my co-panelists here to let them know that I wanted you to say it again. Please go ahead.
You know, one of the things I want to say here, Mr. So has been very repeating on the show tonight.
That's not what I call you.
No, listen, Mr. So, let me say that. I said you, I said Mr. So.
Oh, yeah, I know. But let you and myself will deal with Mr. So later. But I'll call you. No, I understand. We'll deal with Mr. So later. Let me.
You know, what I said, Mr. So,
yes.
what I said is, I said, Councilor Fonati, come back and be very careful. Because Fonati is fighting a battle from the both sides, from both unit party and the one CDC. And what did they got from CDC? That they are saying that they are begging for that come back there when they cooperate in the bill. Are they doing it to time and repetition? The political career of Fonati cooperate. So like you look at Fonati cooperate tomorrow and say, oh, that man, yeah, he's so power green, he don't want to leave power, that guess what? He destroying their property. So in it, I mean, all Fonati cooperate should be all in getting to tell the media and be able, you know, to exert this kind of attitude. Because we not expect them from the copper that he will say me, they say I'll go destroy, you know, the capture building. I don't think it's in the better for the copper. But the guy and the CDC guy, they are very cunning. They are cunning in the sense that they can design any strategy, you know, to bring them down completely.
Thank you.
And I told about Edwin Snow. I said Edwin Snow appeared on the scooter, and he said that as far as he's concerned, Jordan Fonatico appointed on the airport committee. Nobody can remove him. And they see Edwin Snow appear on the scooter and said he called the president, made the president understand that the airport team is coming to the country. So he playing the double in the game. So who is Edwin Snow? What can you say? The person was right to say that he's not accepting the airport because president now invited the airport. That's an internal fight. So what role is he trying to play in a situation? Thank you, Mr. Sato.
Thank you for repeating yourself. Okay. We moved the number. Okay, guys, I think we don't have enough time on this here. So let's just briefly touch on it. And then Thursday, we're going to have to go deeper a little bit because I need to do more reading on that as well. But this man was arrested, put in central prison, and overnight he was taken from the jail by the security apparatus in Monrovia. And according to Kabina Jana, that this man need to be produced. He need to be free because he's a Liberian. But other reports have it that the man have already been turned over to the Guinean authority. So that's a very serious stuff. And Kabina Jana is threatening that if he's not released, that he might try to put people together to demonstrate against the security apparatus in Liberia. It's something a concern to me. So let's start with you, Jerry, the security analyst here. Give me 1 or 2 minutes of your time, then we'll go around, then we can have a closing on this. Go ahead.
First, let's look at it from a different perspective. The Civil War started with ethnicity, Crown versus Gio and Mana. Are we going back to that same route again? Because right now that Mandingo man, and the perception of the Mandingo feel that they have been marginalized, and one of their son or their father allegedly were arrested in custody and was taken, according to the cabinet, that the Attorney General, not the Attorney General, the Inspector General went to the prison whereby he was supposed to be released, and he was taken 3 o'clock that morning to unknown destination. So it is worrisome. It's a risk of security, and knowing Guinean government right now is a military government, and we as a military government, and you're going to tell the individual, but he had due process as well. Because anybody who enter the premises of Republic of Liberia, you are protected under the law. To give it, whether you are citizen or non-citizen, you still have the due process of law. The allegation, because they say the court gone with him, he will try to overthrow the government, or he tried to diverse the government. So these are some of that. But it has serious. I listened to him over spoon, and I listened to him very carefully because it caught my eyes, and it's a serious matter to be addressed, and it is not an easy thing for us to sweep it under the rug.
Let's Terry, you want to go in before we go to Mr. So?
Yeah, I think Mr. Bacon need to answer more questions because the thing he's saying, I still don't understand it. You do.
No, but go ahead, ask the question. What question you want to ask? I just give you the overview. What is it?
What are the treaties? What are the requirements? In transferring and accuse somebody who have been accused of committing treason, coming to another country for safety. The person ran away from one country to another. You don't know. What are the requirements per the security sector in the procedure of turning someone over? Because from my view, it don't look good on the government. Yeah. So because you turning somebody over, because the why I listen to Kabina Jane is that if that which he said is true, first of all, the passport in question is a Guinean passport, but they are claiming that the man is a Liberian citizen. Kabina Jana made a case that someone can have dual citizenship, which we all agree because the law has been passed. But have it been established that something very important Kabina said, that this brother, the court have already sent a man to jail. The court sent a man to prison. And they went to the court to free the man. When they went to go check on the man was not in prison. They said the government people came and took the man overnight. So I don't understand what are the extradition. How you call it? Extradition or what? You the security analyst here. So I don't know about this thing. How is it done? Do you just take somebody and just give them to another country when the country accuse them of treason or something like that, or do the person have to be evaluated, go through proper procedure? Because there's a possibility if you turn that person over and that person gets killed, your government will be held reliable and you can be accused for human rights violation. So can you walk me through more details on what you just said earlier?
Yeah, what happened is this guy did not flee Guinea. All right. I mean, they allege that he's a Guinean, but anyway, we got Mana River Union, we got an ECOWAS. So definitely, whether he's a Guinean, whether he's a Nigerian, that's not an issue right now. He's a member of the ECOWAS. So he whatever crime that he allegedly committed or allegation leveled against him, he did a due process. But according to his lawyer, yesterday on Spawn that he was supposed to be released based upon the charges that they have, but he never specified the charges that levied against him. But he was supposed to be released, and he had gone to the court, and the court ordered his client to be released. Based upon that, when they released to the place, and the court, the superintendent was supposed to release the individual, and there was an order came from the Minister of Justice or the Minister of Justice, along with the Inspector General. The Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, according to his lawyer, went to the prison, and the individual was taken to unknown destination. So far, his lawyer is requesting now, he said by Thursday, he's going to file a rape or for them to produce a living body. So that we are. But here's the thing that is interesting. Why? Okay, don't put on my security hat on another level. Because I'm not saying that's a justification or what I'm saying, but here's the thing. Maybe because another security reason say, you know what, we'll transfer him to another prison because the allegation are levied against him for his own safety. The government can do that and say, okay, you know what, we'll transfer him to another place. But
what are the extradition,
but you're not being extradited to any country.
I don't think we need to go there. I have a question for you, Mr. Bacon. You're finished with terrorist questions.
No, there's no expedition right now. The Guinean government have not asked the Liberian government say turn him over to us. No, it has
because
not been done.
The reason I'm asking, I was listening to the Tabata from Mo Ali. I don't know why all these people have to call on the radio to discuss everything. I don't understand.
Everybody want publicity. Let's put it that way. Everybody want publicity. Everybody want publicity.
Tabata yesterday about how the economy that kind of way, and we cannot be in problem with Guinea, so we have to get it, man. So was there an expedition? That's why I'm asking the question because I listened to Tabata Mo Ali.
No. I listened to him as well, as you said, because the Guinean government have not written there, no documentation to that effect and say, you know what, we need a man to be expedited, comparing to the three police officers who were arrested in, I think, 3 or 4 months ago. They went, the civilian government requested the expedition, which of course, that's why it should be done. And that was where it was. But at this point, I have not seen documentation. His lawyer is saying there's nothing have been communicated to the government of Republic of Liberia for they got to be expedited. What crime he had committed in Guinea, we don't know. But is
that a normal thing? What has happened? Considering all that we are hearing, is it a normal thing or a normal government, not a military, to see things of such? People disregard court order completely? Is it normal?
No. But what I can say here is no. If the court gives the order, we gotta obey by the court. But yes, what I'm saying here. One thing we gotta take into consideration for your own safety, if you're in another prison and the thing is a threat, they can remove you to put you in another cell. That's one that I can establish that. But
okay, so then if human defense, Anthony, and for whatever reason I've been charged by the state of treason, and then maybe in that cell there's a potential threat to take my life. Who you think the correction facility should have communicated with to say because of X-ray? Do you think they just ignore me or ignore you? Is that a good thing?
No, you must have saying the same thing because that's why you have a lawyer.
No, you must not saying the same thing.
No, you must have saying the same thing. We're on the same part.
You're trying to face a little baby here that can be who can walk, who not ready to walk.
You see, you always, Mr. So, you always look. Please be positive so you can live long. Don't stress yourself out.
You put that for me.
Yeah, but I pray for you because you stress yourself out too much. You stress yourself out too much.
My people, have my time to speak now.
You stress yourself out too much, my man. Calm down. Drink some water. Calm down so you can. We need you. We need you. Don't stress yourself.
All right. Go Jared. Thank you.
Don't stress yourself out too much.
So we can wrap this thing up. Go ahead, Mr.
All serious now.
That's all just coming. You've been here ever since because the people were talking Tabata that what make you to leave and you come back. But folks, you'll see it tonight again. These three gentlemen.
With all seriousness, it is a high security rate, And there are a lot of things that go on with the security. We have to get a thing right. It's not just about politics.
So, Mr. So, before you come in, Terry, the question you asked, I wasn't able to find a specific treaty agreement, but back in 2000, I believe 2001 or 2003 or so, there was a Guinean national who also used to be an army member of the army personnel, was arrested in Liberia and sent back to Guinea. So this is not going to be the first time either.
Sierra Leone, far too.
Yeah. So yes.
But
So,
Mr.
look,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. So we can wrap this thing up.
so folks, guys, Terry came, tried to do a give a salad dressing here and taking the bags away and think that we're going to eat it. Yeah, because they don't want to eat. These people don't want to speak the truth. The bone is in their esophagus this night. There's part of them rally here to think that they're going to diminish or kind of put me down. It has not worked. Jerry back on through to the liberal on the boss. Terry through the liberal on the boss. They're just fighting, knocking one another head. But quickly here, Saturday from Connecticut mentioned a very, very key and cardinal point. And this is why we need to keep track of some of the things that are happening. And we need to take out these political hats. Please, guys, please, for the good of the country. And I like the point Terry made. You know, more early than, and I think Sister have been saying this here. You want be dog, be dog. You want be cat, be cat. Don't be dog cat. And that's exactly what they are doing. He needs to focus on how the water system in Morovia is surrounding and outside of Morovia. You're not a minister of information, for God's sake. You're not even the presidential spokesperson, but anyone feels so entitled. They want to be heard. They love this media. But sadly, these people, they don't ask them follow-up questions. So they enjoy having this sort of kind of waste of time conversation with them. See how you were going against his honor yesterday and taking him back. The man is arguing on something that is legal. He supported you yesterday, but
Right.
something is going wrong now. He's speaking now. He's been antagonized. Mo Ali, you too? Seriously? They need to stop that. These were the things that we frowned on yesterday.
Right.
And it is amazing to see the liberal wing of this network, led by the liberal progressive, in his red and black, like Ghana man. He can't call his people out because they are his partisan. He can't call them out. Guys, you need to stop that. That's how we have people yesterday were talking for George Weah and they were talking all kinds of things. They have no idea, but they feel they have that entitlement or they are some sort of influential, and that's why it's happening as it is. They need to stop. They need to leave these things here with the Minister of Information, which is the official spokesperson, and we're challenging President Joseph Newman Boykai, one of the long-time serving government official who is now president. He was within the proximity of the presidency for 8 years. Now he's in charge. So he's not someone for people to tutor on job.
12 years. 12 years.
12 years. Thank you for that good corrections. We always admit to wrong. 12 years. So he's not a trainee. He should train people. People need they need to leave some things with the Ministry of Information, some with Ministry of Foreign Affairs, when they have this sort of diplomatic link or whatever, or the presidential spokesperson. Or 5 minutes, they call on spoon, they call on co-spoon, they call on fork, and they think they want to be the fixer of the president. It's wrong. Makes signal. It's not good. But again, I came in the Lion's Den this evening, and I'm going with hard color. Gentlemen,
Thank you.
I will see you tomorrow's night.
Thank
right
you. I
here.
think you were treated fairly, and the new rule will be extended to your show as well. We're no longer going to allow people to speak across the aisle without being recognized, duly being recognized. We will say that. And we will also try when we come on your show, the civility issue will be preached on there as well. And we will do our best. We will do our best to respect the moderator. Whenever we're speaking, you call our attention. We will listen to you because you're running the show. And I don't believe that we should continue to speak across the aisle on issues, even if we disagree. Wait till your turn, and you will have the opportunity to speak. Terry, 1 minute, please. Closing.
Yeah, so my attention is drawn to the if the old man do not put the mechanism.
Why are you?
So do we laugh?
We just talked and we just told the man we don't want that one. You throw it by it.
I didn't hear it because I was not on the show that time.
Terry,
But anyway, you're sorry.
wow.
Now I said it was soon Thomas I took up us. There was soon Thomas I took up us. But yeah, His Excellency, you see, one of the reasons why we will expect this kind of thing to happen continuously, labor, is because there is no job. The people not working. Somebody from abroad called me to tell me during the election time in America, oh, you ain't get t-shirt for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. You're not going on the street. You're not going. I say, who get time for that thing? I'm going to work. I gotta wake up 5:30 in the morning to go to work. Then you talking about going wear t-shirt. I think you think we do that about all you're doing, like bro. Well, you ain't get nothing to do. I said right now in America, nobody care. People going to work, they even get time because they know they gotta pay their bill. Who win. So Americans don't even care about that thing. They don't even listen to news. So the reason why every morning we wake up and hear Tabata is because majority of the people are not working. President Boca need to do something. Somebody will just jump up on the street tomorrow morning and say they're protesting. They got to protest because so thing happen. At the end of the day, when they run away, we got to go regroup to come back. So nothing doing. People just sitting down. They're not working. Everybody just doing their own thing. But I pray, man, I hope and pray that the House settle the crisis. But I will say this again, Liberal. The checkmate is where the budget lies. Where the budget will reach. When that budget reach there, your man will be compelled to resign. And he said he will not resign. Wait, let the budget checkmate with the majority black. Once that budget checkmate with them, Honorable Fanatic Kofa will know that he have no hope. He will be compelled to resign because his gavel will be declared useless. And what surprised me today, that Mo Ali and the other guy, even though we didn't talk about it, they went to the majority black. The same thing I was telling Mr. Sawyer the last time. Mo Ali or what he name, Thomas Fala said he will consult his lawyer. He went to the majority black. Mo Ali and said he will consult a lawyer. He gone. The next person now who said he will consult a lawyer, that the president on the budget issue. So we don't know where he's gonna go. But thank you for the show.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Jared, let's hear from you.
I will stick on the security issue. It is important because you told me, say, at the end of the day, I must put some emphasis on the security. What happened? What was going spontaneously at the Capitol building, opposite the Capitol building, the University of Liberia student, there's an inter-fighting. And the SUB were PROSA, the two institutions were fighting at the university, the high institution of learning. And the Terry said, I don't get it. I mean, every little thing people just demonstrate now. You know, I mean, there's no more doubt. There's no more dialogue. But yes, what I take from that. The road I passed in front of the Capitol building to that of the Capitol Building, Executive Mansion, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That role is a strategic role. And once it's stuck, there's nothing. Nobody can leave. Jarlatan Road, the Black Jarlatan Road, the whole place will come to a stop. The same thing. Kakata Highway at the University in Fendel. When they black that road, there's nobody can come out of, nobody can come from Kakata, nobody can go out of the country. So it is time for our government to start thinking to build a road that will bypass the places that will be able to avoid this thing. In closing, look at the overpass they want to build. You will talk about it last time. There's no exit to go to the complex, the ministerial complex. How this is going to happen? We talk about national security. Look at all the SKD Stadium. When they play a game, nobody can go to the airport. Folks, it is time for us to start thinking ahead. The population is increasing. People who live from here, they carry cars. Maybe one person living from here, we hear his wife or his children, they might carry 2 or 3 cars. And it's time for us to start thinking ahead because it's a threat to our national security in our country. I just want to bring that out. Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you very much, guys. You guys made a wonderful show tonight. Thank you very much for your contribution. I just want to say this here before we bring the show to an end. The population have no job. The Guinean situation is very serious. You got during the Ivorian crisis, you got Liberians from our area, the Crown side, were accused of being involved. And that's why they have the Crown 13 that was put in prison by Madame Salive. That didn't sit well with many of us. These border country, I mean, these border towns and border county, they need to get involved to make sure these things are resolved at a very early stage. Because the information is that this guy came to Liberia and decided to recruit ex-combatants. Now, if that was the case and family members start getting missing, their bodies being found in Guinea, it's not going to sit well with these border county. Lofa County, Nima County, Grand G, River G, Maryland, Cape Mau, Bopulu, and all the border county, they're not going to sit well with them because they will sooner or later they will be dragged into it. And the young people in Liberia don't have jobs. They have nothing to occupy themselves with. They're going to need money. They're going to need money. They need money, and they might even try to get themselves involved in a lot of stuff. So that's some subject matter. Let's read on it more, guys. Thursday, let's try to see if we can make that into a
So do you
serious
think the government
conversation.
position was right to turn the man over to Guinea?
Well,
If that
no,
really happened?
no, not at all. Because if you're going to send somebody, turn them back to Guinea, you have to have guarantee from the Guinean government that nothing going to happen to him. If that man is found dead tomorrow in Guinea, what are you going to do? You're going to go to Guinea and demand nothing. So if the man, even with what they accuse him of, yeah, hold on 1 minute, Jerry, I'll come to you. If what they accuse him of it is true, and he ran to come to Liberia, seeking refuge in Liberia, what gave you the right, as someone who believes in civil liberty, what gave you the right to send that person back? What make you think that many Liberians might not be able to find themselves in the same position? And Guinea, look at Benjamin Yente. Benjamin Yante, my information is that he's in how to call it Togo,
Yeah.
We in Togo.
and he's yet to be turned over to Liberia. Why Liberia cannot take the same stand as Togo? You're turning somebody over who they're being accused of committing capital punishment crime, and you're going to take him out of the prison at night? Gregory Coleman needs to explain himself. if he's truly involved in that. And then you're going to have my story. You guys are telling me Mo Ali trying to defend that. The next government that will come around and start arresting people like Mo Ali then, and they want to go and run away. What they're able to say something? They have to stop those kinds of stuff. But let me go to Jerry.
30 seconds before I go, please.
Go ahead.
Jerry coming by again?
Yeah, of course he's the co-host.
But the way
Go ahead, Mr. So. Go ahead, make a point.
Me, I want to respect the law. Let the co-host go ahead.
All right, okay.
Jerry, the other point I want to make. You see, anything we do, there's a precedent. 1984, two Americans, I mean, probably you know it, they were arrested. Emma Johnson, okay? Emma Johnson, okay? William Woodhouse, they were arrested. They came in as a missionary. And it happened on the Oro. On the Oro, Rabbi and Gabriel Tucker house in the swamp. And it was a heavy fight. Gunfight. When I talk about gunfight, I didn't know the guys, whether he had guns and things, but it was a gunfight. Okay? Emma who was shot, Johnson lost his eye, and they were in Cali Hospital. And guess what? I mean, I can remember the story very well. And the American government came in, and they were sent back to America. So there was a process. So this is not the first time happening. But let me say this: we have to be very careful here. Charles Taylor's coming to Liberia. Where did he come? Ivory Coast. What happened to the Ivory Coast? Because A.B. Tower was killed because A.B. Tower was married to Ofo Boyet's daughter. Okay, so all the those who were doing things, Ofo Boyet opened his how you call it, the border. Everybody was going in and out. They could come to Liberia anytime they could leave. So these are important, and the history is there. The statistic is there. So those are in the national security. They have to do research and make the decision based upon some of the things that we're talking on Liberian Public Radio. And they need to listen to us. That's what I just want to say. I just want to bring it to it.
Thank you, Mr. So.
So here, what I'm going to say. We will continue to do what we're doing to expose the talking heads, people who wants to be the fixer, the another Michael Cohen type here. But the challenge is with all of us. You ran a campaign, your campaign was successful. You are in a governance, you're governing now. So here what I would do if you guys can do it. Wash your hand, you did what you could do, and do what? And just speak the minds and start being protective of these people because it's not helping the process. And that's the media that failed the process in Liberia because empire media institutions did not give the Liberian people the opportunity, the chance. Everybody that were participating into the process to give them the chance to hear them, to quiz them, to ask them all of the tough questions. But guess what? They became the torchbearer of these people and get us to be to this point. But I strongly believe that we have to be sincere to this country. I think it's now for us to have an open conversation about our country, about the leaders. We will be very respectful, but we call them as it is, and no need to dress out in. But I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. I have a question for you. Has a letter arrived here from Donald Trump offering you a position in his government?
Is it that what you're focused on? And that's the same thing. And this is why we need to have these conversations.
I ask you a question.
I just asked you a simple question.
Mr. So, you got Donald Trump t-shirt too? The campaign t-shirt?
I haven't received one yet. Maybe
you haven't gotten a letter yet because I thought Donald Trump was going to give you a job. But anyway, thank you very much.
When Joseph Boyka appoint you as Minister of Public Works, then I will get my own. He waiting, and when he inaugurated, then he will appoint me. But at least you've been there for 10 months now, so the rules for the grand leader when he appoint you as Minister of Public Works.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, and good night. Jerry, good night to you as well. Mr. So, thank you very much. Again, folks, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again tonight. It was a wonderful, wonderful show. Let's continue to pray for one another. My Esther, my Fatima, Clarence, thank you guys. Thank you guys, David, that is. Thank you all very much tonight again. Many of you that did this writing tonight. I'm trying to get some. Okay, Zulu, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. It's a wonderful show. Again, Samson to Labrador Public Radio, I want to thank you all again. Let's tune into Mr. Social tomorrow where we'll have a wonderful, wonderful show. Again, thank you, and I'll say good night to all of you. Good night, folks.
Amigo,